What's going on, guys? This is Straight Ace, and today we're going to be talking about Anthem. Like the gameplay that you're going to see later on, after all this is actually me re-downloading the game and trying to play again. But anyway, we're pretty much going to be talking about what it was to become and what actually happened. Anthem was teased at E3 press conference, June 10th, 2017. One of my favorite conferences to watch. I mean, literally, I take off work to watch E3. When I first saw Anthem, I saw something amazing, exciting, something I actually could not wait to play. I actually kept up with it the entire 2 years before release. I played in the alpha test, betas, pre-ordered. Yeah, I was actually one of those guys that forgot where it was coming from. EA, yeah, well, whatever. I was a part of Reddit, the Discord, anything that evolved around Anthem. I just wanted to be a part of. That's how excited I was about this game. Just very, very passionate. Even though I knew exactly what it was. It was a looter shooter. I pretty much compared it to Destiny, with just flying. But what actually made me so passionate about the game was the Dales themselves, the transparency, the openness and honesty of the Dales. Everybody was in the Discord, everybody's in the Reddit, seeing how engaging the Dales are. That's something that's kind of rare nowadays, that the Dales actually listening. There's not too many, developers out there actually paying attention to their audience that they actually catering to. But what really happened, to the game? What happened to the community? So this is honestly just based off my opinion. What honestly, what made me stop playing it. So Anthem released February 22nd. There was a lot of bugs. Let's just drop the ball for it. There was a lot of bugs. I mean, yeah, usually when a game drops, you have your normal bugs, but I'm not talking about game breaking bugs though. That's what happened. And straight from the door of Anthem. I'm talking about game breaking bugs that completely ruined the game experience, the game immersion. Games were crashing, models wasn't loading, people were losing levels. Some couldn't even get into the game. Now I can understand if it was actually a multiplayer game in the beginning, which is actually not, because you spawn into your single player area that is not multiplayer at all when it first released. So I was like, how is it possible to have a queue when in the beginning of the game it's solo play anyway? But even afterwards, people kept trying to play because it was something new. It was something that was amazing. And it was something that people love. And also because one of the things that I said, the devs was transparent. They was honest. They was open. They was on Twitter saying what they was going to fix, what they was going to do. And, us being who we are, having faith into the game developers, we believed that what was going on. Sadly, on the first patch, February 24th, which was a stealth patch to the loot drops, which I can never understand why nerf loot when you playing a looter shooter. I don't understand. I will never understand the nerf to loot drops. Yes, a lot of legendaries can drop, but that alone does not mean they're useful or wanted for your current build. At one point during Anthem, I was at least getting about 5-6 legendaries per stronghold run. Then, did I keep them all? No. I would say possibly out of the 10 that I got, I possibly just kept one, because in the beginning, when the guns was dropping, pretty much, they really wasn't dropping. It really wasn't dropping to your class, to what you was playing. It was dropping different roles, random. So there was a possibility that you can get 10, 15 legendaries, and only one was actually catered to the class that you was playing. So basically, after the nerf to the loot, I was possibly getting 1 or 2 legendaries out of the run. Strongholds, instead of 5 or 6, the rewards of completing the stronghold on the hardest difficulty really did not match. It basically became pointless and worthless to do the hardest difficulty, which only increased the enemy health. It did not like change the play style of anything. It just gave them more health and they hit harder. They just basically became bullet sponges. And like I said, the loot drops was not comparing. It wasn't worth the match of the difficulty and the loot drops. You running a stronghold at the hardest difficulty 5-6 times, and you rewarded with 2 or 3 legendaries out of the 5 or 6 runs. That's really just did not make sense, especially when you're running the hardest difficulty and you open the chest and you still getting white, blues, and purples, in which you are running the highest difficulty, even the second highest difficulty, with an average gear score of 700. There's no reason why white items or blue or even purple items should be dropping during that point. I can understand some purples, but you would feel that it would be mostly masterworks and legendary, when in fact it said it hardest difficulty increased experience and also increased percentage chance of drops, which was honestly not true after the stealth patch to the loot drop. So pretty much that alone to me what honestly made me stop playing, because one, it was a looter shooter, so I'm expected to get loot and rewarded for things that I'm doing, but in actuality I wasn't. Nobody was. And after pretty much the stealth patch, which the devs are usually transparent, quote unquote, is that everybody was getting upset because here we getting 10 to 20 legendary drops, and now we're only getting 3 and 4. See, that's what I'm trying to get at, and I'm trying to hopefully devs are actually listening to this. The reason that it matters, even if you're getting 20 and only keeping 1, it's the sense of accomplishment. It's the sense of what you are doing is matching, rewarding. It's a rewarding system. Even though there's 10 legendaries on the ground or whatever to pick up and only 1 is useful, it's still better than just seeing 3 and none is useful at all. Because when you start gearing, I put legendaries and masterworks in different categories. You have some that was pointless, some that are useful, and some that was like godlike roles. Now let's be honest. Now, out of 10 or out of 15, there was probably just 1 with godlike roles, and maybe 2 or 3 that were useful, and pretty much the other one was pointless. That's why everybody started having a whole bunch of crafting material to craft the same legendary and try to get a godlike role. But even then, the weapons that you was crafting for was really not, pertaining to the class that you was playing. So it was still, difficult of getting gear. But that's the thing, is a way of, tricking the mind. It's like, man, I did the hardest difficulty, but at least 20 legendaries drop. I only got 1 that was useful. Instead of, man, I didn't run this stronghold by 5-6 times and only 3 legendary drops, and pretty much make it like what I'm doing is honestly a waste of time. So after returning to Anthem to see what was going on, queuing for things and not actually getting into the game, I pretty much just accepted that Anthem is pretty much dead now, and there's no way of queuing for anything because I queued for the hardest difficulty in all different strongholds, different missions. As you can see, it's just constantly loading screens, and which is pretty much not new. When the game first came out, it was only stuck on loading screen anyway for 5 to 10 minutes. Pretty much the loading screens was longer than the story itself, but we're not gonna get into that. So I went online and I checked some resources, and I saw that after their latest announcement of September 17th, which once again, the devs being transparent, Anthem will no longer be receiving updates. They're going to focus on reworking the core system itself, which possibly means the game is just dead. Because you remember, they said the same thing with Andromeda, and we all know how that ended. So anyway, I just wanted to give my input, my say into something that I was super excited about actually playing, spent money, and was truly disappointed. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you want to give Anthem a try, it's $10 now. Give it a shot. You might like it. Anyway, you know how I said this straight. I'm out. Peace.